in Italy, Barry Davis.
The reception, as every Juventus name is read out by the public address announcer, gives some indication of the task facing Manchester United this evening. And it's the Juventus side, which includes the man who last weekend left his team 4 points clear at the top of the Italian league. He's Beniamino Vignola, who scored twice against Udinese after coming on as a substitute. There were some doubts about Paolo Rossi, but he's been past fit. Manchester United already without Brian Robson and Arnold Muren. There are two changes from the first leg. Ray Wilkins back after suspension, and Mark Hughes keeping Norman Whiteside on the bench. Firecrackers going off all around the stadium. And there is a deal of smoke among the crowd, and indeed making the pitch look as though the match is about to be played in dense fog. With red smoke billowing around the Manchester United goal, the match gets underway, and it will be up to United to dampen the ardour of this crowd at the earliest possible opportunity. Gary Bailey taking his time. Graham. Shaw will be encouraged to run at his man, Cabrini, on that side. That's bounced kindly. Hughes, and not a bad try. Although he didn't actually test Stefano Tacconi. Taken over in goal from the legendary Dino Zoff. Came from Avellino in the summer. Good jump by Moses. Vignola, Bonini, Wilkins. Alveston. Smoke is now almost completely cleared. Good break by Gentile. It's Vignola. Platini always increases the pulse rate. Oh, and he's set up. Boniek. Well played by Moran. But it was a fine ball by Platini. So there can be no question on the opening that Juventus are planning to hold United. Because a 0-0 draw would be enough for Juventus as they scored an away goal at Old Trafford in the first leg. So far we're having an attacking contest. Let us hope it stays that way. Hughes. And McGrath able to apply the finishing touch. And that very nearly got away from Tacconi. Seemed to see it a little bit late. It was well struck by Hughes. Wilkins with the first corner. Boniek and Wilkins. The referee plays the advantage. Rossi looked offside to me, but the linesman's flag stays down. Must have been very, very tight indeed. Schirrer's got forward. Duxbury. Hughes made a good run. Duxbury. Wilkins. McGrath. He's done a good job as a midfield player, being forced into that position by the absence of key players, normally a central defender. Stapleton. And it's a match being played at a British pace. This is the way United wanted it. Platini looking for Rossi. The angle is too tight. In fact, the angle is non-existent. Two frontmen for United, pulling wide and encouraging the midfield to use the gap in the middle. Boniek is all over the place. Tardelli. Vignola. Oh, that's a nice little chip. And Rossi, good save by Gary Bailey. Did really well because that was no more than 5 yards away and was well struck. It's a lovely chip in the first place and a good thump and a fine save. Here's the man who created that chance, Vignola. Threatened the shot and his action seemed entirely that of a shot. In fact, he chipped through for Platini. This is a very different Juventus from the one we saw in the European Cup final. Austria against Hamburg, and here's Boniek, he's got away, and it's in. And the crowd are on their feet. Long ball down the middle. Battle all he could, did Hogg. But Boniek slid it one way as Bailey came the other. McGrath, Albiston. Unlucky Frank Stapleton. Tardelli invited to go back a few more yards. Free kick given against Vignola, who kept a foot in against Graham. The kick quickly taken. Here's Moses. Stapleton. That's probably the worst clearance out of the defence the Italians have made so far. Duxbury. Cabrini came to him, fullback to fullback. Wilkins saw Bailey in the Juventus half. Graham. Albiston. McGrath. Cabrini who came across. United keeping the pressure on. McGrath. Everton looking, I think, a bit for the challenge from behind. Platini. Rossi. Four-man attack. At the moment, only three defenders. Back again for Rossi. Bailey off his line, takes it well, and then gets the foot in. Reading it well as Gary Bailey. Been very quick off his line tonight. As this shows, half a second later and it would have been too late. Hogg. Whistles from the crowd as the clock in the stadium showing that we've gone over 45 minutes. There have been a couple of stoppages for the referee to make note of. Moses. Handball, I think. Free kick's been given anyway. Tardelli. And United, who were down on their knees in the 14th minute, when a magnificent start by Juventus produced a goal made by Platini, scored by Boniek, are now back on their feet. with increasingly more to say for themselves as the half develops, and feeling, I'm sure, as they go to the dressing room, that they're by no means out of it yet. Half-time, Juventus 1, Manchester United 0, 2-1 to Juventus on aggregate. United now attacking the goal to our right against a side that's been beaten only once on this ground this season and held only once. Juventus looking for their 6th European final. Manchester United looking for their 2nd. Surprising to find that Juventus have only won one of the previous 5, and that was an away goal by Bettiger in the Old Fairs Cup. Here's Rossi. Once again we have the smoke from the right-hand end, but nothing like as thick as at the start of the first half. Alveston. Wilkins. Those two increasingly found positions forward at the end of the half. It's a bit short. It's well claimed by Moran. Once again, that's well shielded by Hughes, who's living well at this level, and we are seeing a match of quality here. Not a good clearance. Wilkins. Platini. But he held, the referee allowed the advantage. Here's Rossi. Went very wide of the near post as we look. Good decision by the referee, allowing the play to continue. The first time Platini had been seen in the half. Stapleton. Free kick against Brio given. Stapleton won that a bit. Daxbury with a chance for the cross. Boniek. Platini. Boniek. Could have gone either way because Tardelli had offered himself on the other side. Cavarini. Tardelli. Schirer, the sweeper. Platini. Tardelli. Threats all over the place. Platini. Good save again. Crossed it in well, did Bailey. And Platini offered threats all around the area, and it was he who finished with the shot. The goalkeeper held well. Graham. Rossi. Graham. Only two forward with Graham. And he gets his free kick. Well, he certainly played for that. And Alexis Ponet, in spite of the protests from the Juventus players, which I think are understandable, if not well advised or particularly good from a sporting point of view, are to no avail. Moran forward. Alveston takes. Wilkins. Just a knock away from Bonini. They kick against McGrath for turning his man. United want to make a substitution. Frank Stapleton, the player to come off. And he's replaced by Norman Whiteside. Gentile. And for all their spells of marked superiority, Juventus have by no means won this game yet. United must be increasingly feeling that they can get back into it. Here's Platini. Has turned it once and is always capable of turning it again. Cabrini. Boniek. And Platini unable to take it. The whistle had gone anyway for a push in the middle. Which is perhaps why Platini pulled out of the receipt of the ball. And the crowd, Juve, has a lack of a ring of confidence about it. And it for Hughes. Platini. Tardelli. Another loping stride of his. Rossi, Boniek is in the middle. Bailey comes to claim, and Duxbury takes it away from him. Well, what the fullback did worked. Bit of pulling by Boniek. Wilkins. Good recovery by Cabrini. Whiteside putting himself about, but to no great purpose at the moment. Mignola. And here's Bonini. Hogg needs this one. Platini. Rossi is forward. Up comes Bonini. Good challenge. And Hogg rescued the position that he had himself created by not winning the ball in the air. Sergio Brio has come forward for the corner. Volume increases and then suddenly dies. Whiteside got it away. And here's Rossi. What a good save. Brilliant save by Bailey. And they just didn't pick him up, the little fellow, as he came through. Platini again. Almost nonchalant without looking, and the header was well directed, and the save was a fine one indeed. Out again by Whiteside. This is Bonini. Brio. Hogg stayed with him. And appealed by Cabrini for something more than a corner. Well, presumably he felt that Hogg pushed Brio in the back. Not a case, to be truthful. Brio still up just outside the 6-yard box. Bonini. Platini. And he finds Rossi as if by instinct. Cabrini! Fine strike, but he was leaning slightly back. And as a result, it went up. But the way that Platini found Rossi without looking, first time shot, but the balance was not as he would have liked. Alberston for United. And thanks to Bailey, are still in business. One goal to take the contest into extra time. Cabrini managed 3 goals in the league competition this season. Moran, Whiteside. Of improvisation by Duxbury, which was effective. Hughes has to do the same. Oof. Alveston. Graham. Whiteside in the middle. So is McGrath. Took a long time to turn. Whiteside! 20 minutes left, and Whiteside has made it 1-1. McGrath taking his time to turn, got a little bit of luck with the ricochet, and Whiteside hit in a tremendous left-foot shot, which I doubt if Tacconi saw. And what has always been there, albeit with a little bit of hope, has now come true. 1-1. And Whiteside, the man left out on Saturday when Mark Hughes came in and scored twice, comes on as a substitute in this semi-final of the European Cup Winners' Cup and scores a vital goal. And Sardelli, in fact, limping away behind the goal to our right. Making a rather sorry figure. Bit of leaning on by Rossi. 3.5 minutes of the normal 90 minutes remaining. Hughes, Moses had to adjust his stride a bit. Graham. Moses. Oh, met by Gentile. McGrath. Out by Scirea. Forward for Boniek by Platini, another good save. He timed it superbly, and Platini in the centre circle puts his head in his hands. Couldn't have made that more perfect for Boniek, but Bailey was so quick. Crowd looking at the clock. Sees it tick to a minute remaining. Rossi. Vignola. Free kick. Nothing needlessly given away by Duxbury. Boniek on the far side. So is Platini, so is Prandelli, so is Brio. And Scirea thinks about it as well. Just Gentile and Hughes left forward. Scirea, and still Scirea. Got a deflection, and here's Rossi! Oh, how cruel! Just seconds remaining, 45 on the clock. Scirea worked well here, but the ball was deflected clear to Rossi. Bailey did all that he could, but Rossi, the hero of the World Cup success, has surely taken Juventus through to the Cup Winners' Cup final. Scirea worked it well, but that's where all the luck came, surely. Or did it come off Boniek? But anyway, the ricochet was friendly for Rossi. And the whistle goes for some pushing as fireworks explode in the area. The lights flash green and the contest in favor of Juventus. The crowd can't wait for the final whistle. And United, who pulled themselves back into the game that seemed to be running away from them, in the end are beaten in the dying seconds. From a goal by Rossi, the ball deflected to him and putting him clear. They have beaten Manchester United, for all United's buck, by 2-1 in the second leg here in Turin.